guys, welcome back to the channel. It's your girl Brandy, and I am one of the co-founders of R&B Collective, and I love helping people, women more specifically, organize their finances and strategize their goals to create a life they love. So this is video 2 in the Family Life Budget Planner launch series. I have been working diligently to really push out our planner and launch it. So this is going to be video 2. I will link the first video up above and down below. And basically in that first video, I wanted to talk to you guys about how we pull all the resources and supplies together to bring the planner into creation, right? So all the things that it takes to create this planner. So there's some supplies, and then there's some freebies in there that those who pre-order the planner, which is going to be happening on September 25th, is our official pre-order launch date. And the planner will go live on October the 8th. So be looking out for continuous content that's going to be flowing with the Family Life Budget and what we're doing with it. And so I wanted to just let you know, if you're unfamiliar with what the Family Life Budget is, it is a annual financial planner that is undated. It allows you to strategically plan in 5 areas of your personal finances in order to realize your dreams and create a life you love. And those 5 areas are goal setting, savings, budgeting, of course, and managing debt, and calculating your net worth. So 5 areas. I am going to be walking you through some of those areas just briefly so that you can get an idea of what's in the planner and how to use it, as well as a focus workbook will come with everything that you need in order to get started. So I am super stoked. If you are ready to walk with me through how I used to create these planner sheets, this is the most simplistic, very basic way. If you don't have anything else and you have Adobe Pro, you need the Pro version, so it's a paid version, and Word, you can create a planner. I'm going to walk you through how I used to do this. And if you're interested, let's go. Okay, you guys, so here I have my blank paper, my pencil, my ruler. I have an idea of what I'm trying to do for the debt management section of the planner. I'm writing out what I need, as well as specifications for margins, colors, all different things. So then I'm doing that on each sheet. So there's 3 sheets to this. I'm labeling it, I'm naming it, and I'm just putting all my ideas down on paper that I want to see come out into the planner sheet when I go to work on it. So that's what you're seeing right now. And in a moment, you're going to see me go over to Word, and then we will be able to see this come into live action. Okay, you guys, so here we're now in Word, and what we're going to do first is set our margins. We're going to go to the Layout tab at the top. We're going to click Margins. These are my custom settings, but in order to do custom settings, you're going to go down to Custom Margins, and you're going to put in your settings. So I typically use 1/2 inch from the top, 1/2 inch from the left. This is the side that you're going to be binding. So whatever your binding is, that is what you want to make sure that you have enough room for, whether it's a 3-ring binder, a coil, disc planner, whatever you're doing, you want to make sure you have enough room in the margin. And typically 0.5 is a good size. Then the bottom I do 0.5, and then the right, since we do not have to have as much on that side, I do 0.3. And it's in portrait, and then I hit OK. That sets my layout. Then I go to the insert menu, and I'm going to insert a header, which is going to be the top where I go ahead and customize. I typically do 0.2 from the top and 0.2 from the bottom, and you can see down here that gives me a little bit more room on my page. All right, so I'm going to type in here. I'm going to delete that. I'm going to go and format my font, and the planner, I typically use La Paloma, and I use it in a 36 font for my header, and I'm going to go ahead and type in that checklist. I'm going to highlight that checklist and hit center up here where these 3 lines are. Well, these few lines are. This is going to center it. And then I'm going to change this font color to the colors of the planner. So I'm going to go over to this A with a line underneath, and I'm going to hit font color. I'm going to hit this arrow. Now here I already have my color. It's the recent colors, but if you know, if you want it to be a custom color, you're going to go to more colors, hit custom, and if you know your RGB code, RGB, or your hex code, you can go ahead and type it in. Right now the font is black, so I'm going to type in my hex code, and it's going to change it, and you can see that it will be listed in recent colors. And if you go to more colors, you'll see that it's now the color that I want. So we'll cancel that. So we now have our color. The next thing I want to do is click out of the header footer area and go to the body of the page. And I want to go ahead and insert a table. My table is going to have 7. It's going to have 7 columns, 2, 3, 7 columns, and we're going to go down to 8. That's the maximum here, and I'll show you how we're going to go ahead and just add more. So what we want to do is bring the table up to where it is. Actually, not that. To right up underneath of the debt checklist. That looks good. And what we're going to do is go into the table design, and I want to go ahead and design my table with a with a white and a gray offset. I want to do that, and I want to make sure that, go back on the table, go back over the layout, table design, and I want to make sure the border styles are 1 inch thick. So that's a 1/2 inch. This is 1 point. So I want that to be my border, and I want my pen color to be automatic. So I want 1 point borders, and I want it to be black. So let's just make sure that's what we have. We don't. So 1 point border, automatic, and that's going to be around all of the, so we're just going to make sure that we click on all of these borders to make sure that they get the full gamut. Alright, so you see that it did, that's great. So what we want to do, this is our header row. We want to go ahead and we want to go to our layout tab, and we want to make our header row 0.5 inches wide. And then each one is going to be a different width, but we're going to go ahead and go to our home tab and center this, and then we're going to add space before the paragraph. So if you go to this line with the arrows and the lines and you add space before the paragraph, it'll put it in the center. So we're going to just type our headers in here, and we want to make sure that this is Calibri. That's the type font we want, and we want it in 12. And then here, all of these, so add space before the paragraph, and we're going to put in I'll show you how we're going to pull up this, because I don't like the way this is working out. Due date. Okay. And so here we are going to go back to the layout of the table, and we're going to go into the alignment tab, and we're just going to put everything in alignment in the middle, and that's how that's going to make it look. And then we're going to come in here and we're going to adjust the width of each column because we want the debts to be longer and certain places to be smaller. So this one, I already know my debt, my width for these, so I'm just going to type them in. I want this one to be 1.95. I want this one to be, and it'll come back, so no worries here. 1.24. I want this to be 1.24 as well. I want this column to be 0.8. Oops, I typed that in the actual column. 0.8. And then as for my due date, I want my interest rate to be 0.8. I want my payoff priority to be 0.75. And I want my paid off to be 0.81. And that's going to bring me back to my 0.3 here. I want my rows to, the width of my rows, I'm going to highlight them. So just got to get the cursor in the right format, and it will highlight the rows. And then we'll put the row height at 0.3. Oops. I'm sorry, the height to, so that's how we're going to do that, and hopefully this format is going to follow through. What you're going to do is just hit tab the whole way through, and it should just follow that pattern for you all the way till you get down to the bottom of the page, and it's going to flow through to the next page, and what you're going to have to do is go undo, and then you will be at the column that you so choose, right? So what I'm going to do is go back into my header, and I'm going to open it up a little bit more and make it 0.4 because I want the page, I want to be able to move this down a tad. And this is just me eyeballing it. There's kind of no rhyme or reason here. I just don't want the bottom here to be filled with so much space. So I just want to make sure that no more lines can fit down here. So I'm just going to move the table down just a bit more. And I think that's going to make it look good. All right, so now what I want to do is I want to add a little checkbox here because I want people to be able to mark if they want to have this paid off or not. So what I'm going to do is go insert icons, and then I'm going to type in check, and these are the checks that they have. I like this box here. I'm going to insert that. It's going to be way too big. I'm going to resize it down, and I'm also going to make it go behind. And this is when I click this layout option and I click here, it says behind text. I want to make it go behind text because then it's just easier for me to move where I want to move it and to resize it how I want to resize it. I would suggest you resize it and get it to where you want first before you put it behind the text because it's just a little bit harder to pick up when you do that. And then say there you go. And then I just want to change it to the color of move it back to the front of the text. I'm going to change it. Sorry. Okay. So you have to select on it. So you have to select on it, then go to graphics format, and then you want to go to graphics fill, and then you want to hit the color, and then that will change it to match the color of the planner font. So, and then I'm just going to highlight both of these. It's hard to highlight this thing once it goes behind. So I'm going to bring it to the front. And then I'm going to pull it up here. No, I'm not going to do that. So I'm missing some time here. I'm going to go ahead and pull it to the front. And then I think that looks good. This is the page. Then I'm going to go up to the front. I'm going to hit File. I'm going to hit Save as Adobe PDF. And it's going to ask me, do I want to save this file before I continue? I'm going to say yes. It's going to save it as a Word document. I'm just going to save it in my downloads as that. And then I'm going to let it convert. It's going to convert into my downloads as that. And here is the paid version of Adobe Acrobat, making it a PDF. And now you are about to see the PDF version over here. And I'm just going to shrink this down. Okay, so here we are, you guys. This is at 57.9% in Adobe PDF. This is what the PDF looks like, and I am pleased with this. I may make some additional tweaks to it, but right now this is where we're at, and I am pleased with the outcome. Okay, you guys, so that was the end of the tutorial of how I take planner sheets in Word, convert them to a PDF, and then make a booklet out of them. As you have seen, I'm so excited that I was able to bring that tutorial to you. Very basic, very general. You only need 2 programs, and I believe that you can pay for both of those on a monthly basis in order to get those sheets down. Very general settings that you will need to learn, and you can get these tutorials off of YouTube for Word, Microsoft Word. If you had any questions for me, please drop them in the comments below. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Please, this is how I'm able to share content with you guys, as well as please, by all means, subscribe to the channel. This is video 2 in the planner launch, and I know that we have some wonderful things coming up that you are possibly interested in. So I'm just really excited, and you have to subscribe and ring that bell to get all of the notifications. We are also at R&B Collective on Facebook as well as Instagram. I'll drop that below. And please like, comment, share, and go ahead and follow us and subscribe to our Instagram and Facebook pages as well, so that you do not miss any of the budgeting tips that we give out. All right. Well, thank you so much for watching. Talk to you soon. God bless. And don't forget to stay on task and on budget.